But some of you are new. Some of you have next to no experience. And it's easy to fall victim to folks that just show you a picture of something. Or the demo entry. Because demos can fill. It's just executing based on what that number of price is showing. There wasn't an actual fill. There's no other counterparty to that trade. There is no trade. It's just, okay, that demo account is marking that time as a transaction that would be considered a pretend trade. So it will fill because it doesn't have any hardship. It doesn't have a illiquid state in the marketplace like we had this morning. There's a period of time where the brokers simply just don't do anything. They're not going to fill anything. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. That's how it works. It's how it works, folks. It saves them all kinds of clerical, administrative work when complaints come in and say, oh, I was filled here and this isn't right. To get around all that problem, just delay. No orders being filled at all. Delay it. "30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, 90 seconds. Oh, there's no way it's happening. It happens, folks. It happens. And that's why it's important for you to understand that you're not going to be a surgeon on days like this. You just simply aren't. Just warm up to the idea that you don't need to be perfect on days like this. In fact, unless it comes right to you, don't do anything. Don't push it. Don't insist that you get a fill, that you have to have something out of the day because it's going to be a big move and I don't want to be without having something. Just give me a small little piece of it. You don't need it. You don't need it. You can trade your entire career and never take a trade on CPI and still do well. And that's what I want to leave you with. I want you to remember that it's not your job to place your entire success on the expectations of navigating, entering precisely, and exiting precisely on a day like today. Because I can assure you that if anyone traded profitably today, it was a very small class of individuals, and they weren't that precise. And they did not take that trade in the morning. Now, in the afternoon, I saw, obviously, during the afternoon, there was a nice little move after lunch. But I looked at it hindsight-wise, and I didn't feel like I would have engaged that either, because it just simply was in shock, really, to see how much it had dropped. And I was actually impressed, really, to see how far it traversed from the high of the morning to where it was in the afternoon, 1 o'clock. So I'm thinking to myself today, I found my way on a conversation on a phone call. I don't know the person. It's an associate of one of my personal friends. And he called and was basically talking to me about the marketplace. Like, I was actually impressed with the way he handled himself. He acted like we knew each other for a long time. I knew he was recording me because every 30 seconds the phone would beep. So he was basically picking my brain, asking me, how is it that I trade? And he's an options trader and he's been trading a long time, and he wanted to see what our mutual friend, was describing me to him. So I didn't get a chance to watch the market live, but I can look at this and be honest with you and tell you that I probably would have sat there the entire day and done nothing. Just watched it. I could only look at it over my shoulder as I was pacing through the house, because the conversation went longer than I wanted it to, but I didn't want to be rude to him because he was friends with a mutual friend of mine. But I guess when you see a big move like this, the natural tendency is to want to ask someone that has been doing it longer. And the questions are like, okay, did you trade today? Did you take a trade today? How much did you trade? What was the amount of leverage that you used? Did you use a stop loss? What was your targets? What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? And where do you see it going, in a week or two? And I guess it's like, if I was on a question and answer, like say I open this up and all these people in here that have been requesting to talk to me, which I never let you do that, by the way. The questions would be probably similar to that. Like, what's the next trade? Like, what's the next idea? And that kind of tells you where someone's development is right now. The folks that aren't interested in understanding what just took place, why it's important, how it's likely to repeat in the future the same way. The folks that just simply want to know, what's the next move? What's tomorrow's buys? Am I buying tomorrow? Am I selling short tomorrow? What's the target? That to me is a little disappointing, because not only have I already proven myself in that regard, but it really, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I'm not interested in learning how to do this. I'm not interested in going through all your long, boring videos. My time's better served with just simply expecting you to just pony up a trade idea. Or even worse, you get folks that come in and say, well, I'm not going to believe you unless you get on the leaderboard on the FTMO. Okay, if you need that, then, good luck to yourself, because I'm not interested in doing an FTMO. Like, I'm not interested in that at all. But for folks that want to just simply know what the next trade idea is, you're really sounding off in the most obvious manner that you have absolutely got to the point, or not willing to leave the initial uncertainty of what it's going to take for you to learn how to do this. You just simply want someone to hand deliver you a trade idea. And I could do that every day, and it still would be somebody else changing their account and saying, okay, I'm just going to ask him as someone else because I just want to have a signal service and me act as an oracle. I don't want to do that. It's not fulfilling to me, and you're not learning anything from it. You really aren't learning anything from that. What have you learned so far this year by me just simply telling you where it's going to go? Did it make you a better trader? No. It just gives you little moments in time where this logic is valid. But you still have to find your entry. You still have to define the risk. And how are you, the person listening right now, how are you going to determine when you're going to take your first partial? Because we're not going to have the same first partial. None of us are. You're all going to have some reason as to why you're taking off if you're going to take a partial. And what's your target going to be at the end? Where is terminus for you? Where's the last bit of the juice that's going to come out of that lemon that you're in there trying to squeeze the life out of? Where is it going to be the end for you? Because it's going to be different from all of us. So this is why I don't like to do those types of follow me, copy me type trading teaching. Because the logic that I'm going to subscribe to on that specific fractal and whatever time frame I'm utilizing, you don't have that. And because I'm trading with ultra small time frames, the decision processes that I'm going through, I don't have the luxury of completely outlining everything as it's happening, because it's fluid. It's like it's happening right then and there. Sometimes I have the ability to annotate the chart and kind of tell you what's going to happen. Other times it's going to move too quickly. And you're not going to learn from that. It may be inspiring to you. It may encourage you. But that level of being able to replicate that yourself to the exact degree, I don't ever promise that. In fact, I'm telling you that's not going to happen. What you're going to find is what you're comfortable with taking in terms of a trade and where your entry is going to be based on the same logic, but how you manage when you're going to move your stop. Are you ever going to move your stop? How much of a partial are you going to take? You see, all these questions are a unique thing. That's what makes you your independent thinking trader. Like, you are the person in control. The driver's seat is yours. The steering wheel is in your hands. And the results are yours. Good or bad. Most of you in here simply want me to give you the easy stuff, so you can feel like you did it yourself. Wow, yeah, I did awesome today. I followed everything he did. What does that mean? You didn't do anything. You didn't put any thought behind the trade. You have no idea. You're just blindly just taking it and hoping I'm right. Man, I hope ICT's right today. Good grief. What happens if he goes into a 10 losing trade tailspin today? And I go in and I don't see it happening that way. And then I over leverage my account because I want to get it back in 1/4 of the move he's expecting to have in the next trade setup. And then that goes into a tailspin. Now you've wrecked yourself. And you'd find some way to blame that on me. It happened on America Online, folks. That kind of stuff happened. I learned from that. No matter what I do, if it's me placing a trade in your hands, you will not learn from that. You won't. And you cannot learn from teachers and mentors that are going to tell you today was an ideal trading day. Because the morning session, that was murder. That's what it looks like when you go into the slaughterhouse. You fall victim, or you escape it just by the skin of your teeth. Whew, that's that bullet. Wow, I could have got really felt poorly on that. And then, how do you manage that? What happens if you would have put an order in and it filled you 50 handles below the high? Are you going to sit here and tell me that you're going to have the confidence to think there's no way it's going to retrace any bit of that 50 handles? It's just going to be a steady drop from there. You don't know that, and I didn't know that. But it's easy to look at the chart now because you're home from school, you're home from work, you woke up from your slumber that normally occurs during the time that that move probably happened. And it looks so easy. It looks so obvious now because it's hindsight. You don't have any of the adversities of having to put that trade on with real money or with a demo account and having pride and ego be there as the equity. You know, the ones that you always reset your demo account, paper trade account with because it sucked. That's where you are. And if that's where you are, you have a lot to learn. But you don't go into learning and developing beyond where you are by looking at days like this and thinking to yourself, yeah, I could have been a part of that move. No, not this morning. You wouldn't have. You would not have been in any of that move this morning with anything that I teach. And if you're in here trying to force and form fit something, I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. It's not there. Trust me, it's not there. So why are you beating yourself up about it? Why are you depressed? You're depressed. Some of you are literally depressed because you were unable to participate in that big monster decline today. I promise it's going to be moving around tomorrow. Thursday and Friday and next Monday. It's going to be moving around, folks. There'll be new opportunities. That one day today is not your entire career compressed into one day. And I used to do that. I used to do that a lot. 20-some years old, coming home from work, tired, hating life. Missing a move. If I wasn't in that stupid truck, I could have got that move. No, that's not a guarantee. Just because I saw it on my chart doesn't mean I could have been a participant in that move. But that's the type of stuff I used to fill my head up with. And it would make it worse. And then the next day, what am I feeling? Regret, anger, impatience. You know what? Yesterday it moved a lot. So you know what? I'm going to get my pound of flesh today because I'm going to make it move like that. I'm going to get in a trade and it's going to do the same thing it did yesterday. No logic behind that, just simply me being stupid and 20 years old. Going right at the opening. As soon as the market opened up. Fox Investments. How can I help you? H-Desk. 1 second. H-Desk. Account number. Password. Okay, what can I do for you? Give me 12 bonds at the market. I'll wait for my fill. Where's the logic in that? I just got to get in there because I am mad that I didn't catch that 5-point move in the bond market the previous day. A $5,000 move per contract. I missed it. So, damn it, you owe me. So I'm going to go in there and do something. That's what this type of thought process creates in people that don't have control over themselves. And when I was 20, I had absolutely no control. I was that little boat out there in a storm. No rudder. Wherever my emotions would take me, that's where I ended up. And these types of days, left to a neophyte, will create all of these toxic what-if thinking. What if I would have done this? And what if I would have done that? And you carry that over into the next trading session, and it creates what? Chaos. That's why I adopt the rule. When there's a big move like this, whether I'm a participant or not, I cannot take the morning session trade. Will it have a setup tomorrow morning? It probably will. Will I engage it tomorrow morning? No. But wait a minute, you're ICT. Yep. And that means I have rules. That's why I'm able to say what I think is going to happen, and it happens most of the time. Plan A, plan B. Not buy or sell, and then here it is, it worked out in my favor. I'm not showing you charts with a scribbly line that shows up arrow or down arrow, and come on, that's useless. Anybody can do that. It has to be one-sidedness, and I have to know where it's going. Not a general direction, a level, a specific level. I'm looking for liquidity, and that's what it's going to target. And if I don't have that, I'm being still. And I don't feel uncomfortable being still. When I first did first-year mentorship, and I was doing live sessions every single day, seeing 800 people, in a chat room that you're in with, GoToWebinar, and they're all expecting you to see their question. Oh, I saw them; they were flying by, real quick. There's no way I could have stopped and read all of them, but they've all paid. And they're in here expecting to have their question answered while I'm watching live forex price action. Now, I'm not sure if you ever had 800 people come at you with different questions all at the same time, and you understand that they have paid you, so there's an obligation on your part, and you feel that because some of them are very assertive. They're saying, I've asked this question now 6 times or 8 times, and you keep ignoring me, and you can't focus. That same type of individual is the same person that's going to look at a day like this and think to themselves, I would have been a part of that, but I missed it. And they're going to carry that anxiety, that depression, that rage that they missed that move. And they're going to do something tomorrow or the next trading day.